안녕하세요. 저는 부천국제영화제에서 XR 부문을 맡고 있는 김종민입니다. 토크에 와주신 여러분들 감사드리고요. 이 패널 토크에 참여해 주신 분들 소개드리도록 하겠습니다. 제 왼쪽부터 소개를 좀 드릴게요. 제네바 국제영화제에 아나이스 에머리 님 오셨고요. 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 중국의 샌드박스 이머시브 페스티벌의 에딜 루 디렉터님 오셨고요. 그다음에 가오슝 영화제 집행위원장이신 하오지에 황님께서 오셨습니다. 그리고 점심 세션에서 아마 또 인사를 드렸겠지만 일본의 비욘드 더 프레임 페스티벌을 운영하고 계신 마치바 카츠토시 상 오셨습니다. 그리고 뉴이미지 페스티벌의 마켓을 맡고 계시는 엘렌 쿠어님 자리하셨습니다. 저희가 이 세션을 준비한 가장 큰 목적은 아직 이머시브 컨텐츠 자체가 커다란 시장을 형성하고 있는 타이밍은 아니기 때문에 컨텐츠를 만들거나 또 배급하거나 여러 가지 경험들을 공유하는 자리로서 영화제들이 큰 역할을 하고 있습니다. 한국에서는 부천 영화제가 그 역할을 하고 있고요. 그래서 이제 작품을 만드시거나 기획하시는 여러분들이 나의 작품을 어디다 선보이면 좋을지 혹은 어떻게 펀딩을 받거나 해외에 있는 친구들과 협업할지에 대한 궁금함이 있다면 정보가 좀 필요하지 않을까 싶은 생각에서 이 토크를 준비를 했습니다. 그래서 한 영화제씩 어떠한 역할을 지금까지 해오셨는지 또 이제 영화제에 대한 소개를 좀 들어보려고 합니다. 처음 이야기를 해주실 영화제는 제네바 국제영화제고요. 되게 이 뉴미디어 프로그램을 만들어서 운영한 지가 되게 오래된 영화제이기도 합니다. 아나이스님의 발표를 먼저 들어보도록 하겠습니다. 네, 오전부터 이 슬라이드 넘기는 게 저희가 조금 힘든데요. 기술을 다루는 영화제라고 모든 기술이 좀 다 완벽하진 않은 것 같아요. 근데 너그러운 마음으로 좀 양해를 해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Hello. Hello everybody. I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you, Jay, for the invitation. Hello as well to my fellow festival directors and programmers. So we can go directly to the next slide. I will introduce you the XR activities in the frame of the Geneva International Film Festival. To do that, I'm obliged to make a stop on the festival and its missions, because it's the reason why we were so active in including XR in our activities. So it's not a proper film festival. Our mission is to foster a new conception of the seventh art, an inclusive conception that would encompasses the whole format of the audiovisual. The festival will hit its 30th edition next year. But this pioneering vision was there since the start. We were actually the first European festival to show TV production on the same level of respect with cinema. And from that, the programming really evolved. And we've been among the first to show some series in our program. And this is where it's interesting for you, we started showing immersive art since 2017. And it has been growing since then. And we have as well a market which was founded 10 years ago. So this is the number. We show more or less 30 to 35 immersive titles a year. And this is really put on the same level that the other audiovisual formats. What could be interesting for you to know is that our programs are mainly open to the audience. So we have 10,000 viewings from the audience in these programs. And this is the reason why the general number on the festival is not that high, because we take really the time to show each of those formats. And obviously you also have the number of accredited professionals that goes to our innovation market and also to the festival. There is no boundaries between those two programs. We really are working on a relationship between the XR community and the rest of the audiovisual in Europe and of course internationally. We have our program is fully convergent. It means that our programs shown films, series and XR on the same level, except for 3 competitions. So we have 1 international competition devoted to XR, the best title gets 10,000 Swiss francs. And we also have a convergent section called Future is Sensible, in which we accept international XR proposals. And this program aims at showing art pieces that propose an innovative view on the future. These are some pictures of our virtual territories, our exhibition. And this is our side or let's say professional sidebar program, the Geneva Digital Market. It's Switzerland's only professional event focusing on audiovisual innovation. And in this market, we have several features. The first and foremost, or let's say it's how it started. It's a knowledge transfer hub between the people involved in the classical audiovisual industry and the people involved in the innovation industry. And this transfer goes mainly through talks, continuous trainings, and also networking events. But we also have two really market events aiming at the XR community. And we can go to the next slide. So we have a co-production market for European XR works. And we, of course, invite studios and creators there to meet financiers. And the other one is aimed for the Swiss local scene. And we select 10 projects that we trying to pair with international curators from all across the globe. And well, this could also involve Asia, could be also evolutions for the future. And you can go to the next. I want also stress about the fact that the GIFF is a festival, a market, but it's also a constellation, I would say. We have activities all year round. And in a way, the digital creation helped us to collaborate a lot with different institutions across the globe. And we propose curation for other festivals in Switzerland and abroad. Our main collaboration is with the Locarno Film Festival. We have an immersive cabina here. You can see it's the projection cabin of the Piazza Grande that we rebuilt. We also go in cities, and we sometimes collaborate with other Swiss foundations that want to welcome some important immersive piece. That was the case last year with Le Bal de Paris by Blancali, that we could have in Geneva for 1 month. And this is also our activities in terms of mediation. We bought a caravan, and it's in construction now. We're working on it. It will be an immersive space, and we will select some projects to go there. And we will go on the road to schools, elderly homes, other cultural institutions that doesn't have the technical knowledge to show some immersive project, and propose to show our selection curations. So I hope it was not too long, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Anaïs. 아마 그런 기억을 가지고 계실지 모르겠습니다만 경기 콘텐츠진흥원에서도 유사한 사업을 하셨던 걸 알고 있는데요. 페스티벌이 늘 이제 핫한 것만 다루는 건 아닙니다. 장기적인 관점에서 여러 가지 활동을 통해서 이렇게 저변을 넓혀가는 것들을 보실 수 있을 것 같고요. 아마 스위스에 대해서 잘 알고 계신 분들도 있고 아니면 좀 낯선 분들도 있겠지만 참고로 9월 중순에는 스위스에서 아티스트들과 또 관련된 분들이 한국을 방문해서 스위스 XR을 또 알릴 수 있는 또 전시와 토크가 기획될 예정입니다. 그래서 지속적으로 좀 관심을 가져주셨으면 좋겠고요. 그리고 아마 그 작년에 기사를 통해서 아셨겠지만 아시아의 중요한 XR을 다루는 4개의 영화제가 얼라이언스를 맺었습니다. 그래서 공동으로 페스티벌과 또 마켓과 큐레이터들을 이제 후원하고 또 육성하는 데 힘을 모으기로 했고요. 그 영화제는 부천 영화제를 포함해서 중국의 샌드박스 영화제, 대만의 가오슝 영화제, 일본의 비욘드 프레임 영화제 그렇게 힘을 합치고 있습니다. 그래서 이제 이 3개 아시아의 또 대표적인 페스티벌 이야기를 들어보려고 하는데요. 먼저 오랜만에 또 부천을 찾아주신 중국의 에딜 루 위원장님 통해서 이야기를 좀 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Hello everyone, my name is Eddie Low. I'm the founder of Sandbox Immersive Festival and as well as Sandman Studio. So we actually started the journey in XR back in 2016, we actually started initially as a creative studio that has been producing immersive projects. But because of our first project got selected by Venice, and we realized that international film festival play a very important role in growing the community and growing the industry as a whole. So, but the problem with what we've been working in the XR field in China is that we actually do not have a dedicated event or festival that are promoting immersive projects, immersive work, and artists. So we actually decided to go and organize and host our own festival, which becomes the Sandbox Immersive Festival. And that started in 2018. And so we had our first edition in 2018. And then we've been running actually the event for 4 years. Even during COVID, we've been organizing smaller scales festival in China, although we do not have international guests. Forgive me that I actually do not have the slides to share with you, but I wanted to talk briefly about what we're doing and also in the planning. And so Sandbox Immersive Festival, which is now running for 4 years, and we are actually preparing the next edition to be next summer in June timeframe, because we are moving to a new city, so it requires us to prepare with a little bit more time. But Sandbox Festival wanted to dedicate it at its focus on immersive technology and arts. So maybe it's a little bit different from Geneva or maybe even Kaohsiung, because we do not showcase any traditional film formats. We don't do feature films or short films, but we only do immersive AR, VR, MR experiences. And so we, as a festival that is located in China, we hope that we will be able to not only provide a window of communication, allow international artists and creators to be able to communicate with each other in the setting in China, but also at the same time, we do believe that China will actually play and is actually playing a very important role in terms of a market, because in China, we do have a lot of very big population, and also there's a lot of market opportunities over there. So we also wanted to provide not only a communication channel, but also a platform for people to collaborate, even at commercial sense. So now we've been actively preparing for the next edition. I was really hoping that we'll be able to invite all of you to come over to China for our next edition, which will be located in Chengdu. It's actually in the middle of the country, but it is a very interesting place where you'll be able to see the home for pandas. All the pandas grows there. And also it's the home city for hot pot, Chinese hot pot. So it's a lot of spicy food over there as well. So I was hoping that we'll be able to continue to build the platform of Sandbox Immersive Festival to become a showcase window for not only international artists, but also to be able to provide them with insights on the market and distribution and commercialization of this work. Because we hope that we can leverage some of those opportunities to make commercialization viable, because I think distribution and commercialization is essential for making the industry moving forward and in a sustainable manner. So this is what we've been doing, but also a very short notes on the other things that we do apart from the festival. That we started as a production and creative studio, so we've been also producing our own work. And also, at the same time, we also help artists and creators to distribute the work in China as well, because we do see there's a lot of opportunities, whether it's to collaborate with online platforms, such as hardwares like Pico, Pimax, and also telecommunication companies. But also at the same time, we think the LBE opportunity is huge in China. So we introduce some of the immersive work to China as a format of exhibitions. So in the past, we've been introducing projects like spheres, Madrid Noir, paper birds, those immersive stories to Chinese audience, and we'll continue to do so by also introducing larger scale exhibitions to Chinese audience, because we think right now we are still in the early stage of the XR, although 7 years have passed. We're still in the very early stage. We think that LB and location-based venues, as well as as a format of festivals, is a play a critical role in the early stage of commercialization of this work. And lastly, that we've also been developing a very interesting product, which is the online metaverse-based platform that is based on Unreal Engine. And so basically what we were trying to achieve with our product is that we hope that we can use the system to organize events, exhibitions, concerts, performance in a virtual environment. And also, so this is why we've been collaborating with festivals like South by Southwest, also BIFAN, in hope that we'll be able to present very interesting events online in virtual worlds. But also at the same time, it is also a tool set allow creators to use. So basically, if you're Unreal developers, then you will be able to use the plugin system to upload your own creation, whether it's a virtual world or avatar, in different kinds of formats. Then we can make all these assets to be interoperable and interconnected in a virtual settings. So people will be able to use different avatars to go to different events in a socially manner, which is, I think, is something is critically required. But also at the same time, because we've been running with Unreal Engine, so it is something new as an offering to the market. So this is basically what we do, and very importantly, we've been collaborating with international film festivals and trying to grow the community, the creator community, into a bigger community, because we're still pretty small. So we hope that the work that we've been doing in everyone on the stage, that we can we'll work together to grow a bigger creator community in this very divided world, and hopefully that we can push the industry moving forward into a more mature state. Yeah, thank you so much.
감사합니다. 다음은 이제 대만에서 이제 대표적인 페스티벌인 가오슝 필름 페스티벌의 하오지에 집행위원장님 이야기를 좀 들어보려고 하는데요. 가오슝 영화제는 단편과 XR로 상당히 중요한 역할을 좀 하고 있는 영화제라 관심을 좀 많이 가져주시면 좋겠습니다.
Thank you, everybody. And I'm Hao-Jie Huang, the director of Kaohsiung Film Archive. And we also have a Kaohsiung Film Festival in October. And we beginning from the 2002. Is a Kaohsiung Archive is a Kaohsiung City government non-profit cultural hub in South Taiwan. And every year we inviting 2,000 feature film and one international short film competition. And we from the 2019 we have a SR competition. Now is the 3 years. And I can show our new video in the last year, 2022 SR Dreamland. And can I show the video? Hey.
네, 비디오가 나온 데까지 좀 시간이 걸릴 것 같은데요. 사실 대만에 좋은 크리에이터들이 많아서요. 해외 영화제에서 대만 작품들이 되게 좋은 성과들을 많이 거두고 있고요. 부천 영화제도 좋은 작품을 이제 발견할 수 있을 텐데 그 생태계를 만드는데 가오슝 영화제가 되게 큰 역할을 많이 했습니다. 가오슝 영화제가 직접 제작 지원을 한 영화도 되게 많이 있었고요. 그래서 여러 가지로 좋은 그 사례를 많이 갖고 있는 영화제이기도 합니다. 영상이 준비되셨으니까 한번 보도록 하겠습니다.
Okay, in our film festival, we inviting 35 VR panorama and 22 VR competition in our per two. And now it's Korea's Transcend the Star. It's a memory project, and it's the Red Tail. It's in the NRC Film Festival, a big prize. And we also, every year, we inviting 5 VR new project to our film festival in Taiwan filmmaker. And in our part 2 is the very biggest panoramas, and we also have a VR theater in part 2. And we can show you our VR theater. Change the page. Okay. Between 2017, the VR first year, we come from Kaohsiung want to change our show film competition. And we inviting more traditional filmmaker, like Singing Chen. You know the man who didn't live. Yeah, I take a call to her and say, you want to try to VR? But in Taiwan, very few people, very few directors can shoot in VR because they said VR is like a very strange things. Yeah, how to make an actor to prepare in the 3600 stage. So they think maybe I can use a stage like a dancer. You look eyes in the 36 camera. Yeah, so they focus eyes on camera like watching you. So in 5 years ago, the first dancer they're showing also in the BIFAN. Yeah, they can watch the VR, the dancer in your VR handset. Now take off your VR handset. The dancer will be reality active. The VR's the dream, like a dream, and like a emotion can touch you. So we try to one more thing is when you think how the virtual reality in your mind, but in real world, you also can feeling it. So the first time to mix the virtual reality and the real people. And then we want to try the second thing. Again, next page is a mechanical soul. Yeah, mechanical soul is a Stella we cooperation with friends, and we just want to say the theater in the Kaohsiung free number. We inviting people to immersive you can play a role in the mechanical souls. And the other we want to try is a retail. The first time we have a Taiwan animator. Because we think the animation, you use a painting in there, or you using any kind of animator, but very few people want to try the stop motion. You know the retail is a space, a real space. We make a big house and scanning the house and scanning the car and scanning the people row. But I talked to the Finnicker. Finnicker is a very beautiful, great virtual reality photographer in there, and he used their technical. I can scanning the real the people and in stop motion and one page to one page. If you in traditional movie, 20 seconds, 24 seconds in the picture, they have make more picture in the more popularity in the virtual reality. Yeah, so we think it's very difficult to like a retail, but the retail is a comical. So in the comical, you have many languages. It's use the Chinese point, but how to try the Chinese point in the virtual reality? So he think the child is want to find his red tail. It's like a nightmare. So you can see the red tail in the world and use the trend and around the children's world. So the first time we use the stop motion in the VR world. And in 3 years ago, we also, you know the Taiwan, the gay can marry each other. So we asked the director Zhou Dongyan to shooting the In the Mist. But In the Mist is very difficult in Taiwan because he needs a real camera from the sky and to shooting under the wall and then on the top. Yeah, and every man have to naked his his body. So the many actor doesn't want to show the virtual reality because when some people like he is very close in your VR hands, you was somebody in very close to you, and because when you watch the people, the real make love in you, not a real, but you know the emotion in the gay people he have inside his power, so you can feeling their love each other around you. Because in Taiwan, many people want to know how they see each other in the it's a sauna, like a Korean sauna, yeah. So he meet in the sauna and make a friend in the sauna. It's a very underground, yeah. So I think it's very popular in Taiwan because when you screening in the VR cinema, the 4 months have 1,000 people watching this in the midst. So it's unbelievable. Every day is full of seat because Taipei people come to here or outside other country come to here to watch in the midst. And this year we have 4 new VR. One is Dora. Dora we use the Floyd string, and you use the paperwork. You can look in the Dora, the girl can go inside a paperwork stage, and his dream will become the 1 paper, 1, 2 paper, 3 paper. It's a 5 stage in there, so that your eyes can control into the dream stage, a paper stage. The other is the lipophobia. This director, Xie Wenyi, he have 2 years ago, it's another VR like the lipophobia can transmit to another style. Because in Taiwan, we have a ghost story. If you die, you can go to the other world. So you use this kind of black and white animation to find your real soul when you in the heaven or in the hell. And this is our prototype virtual kiss. It's Wang Xinya. And he wants to know how people can kiss each other in the virtual world. And he just want to cooperate with a French filmmaker together to experience her former crush. But Cash accidentally changed the pace of the relationship. When you kiss each other, the relationship will become different. And this message shift the inner journal because this is Taiwan with friends instant to Taiwan Kaohsiung residency. They have the prototype this year. And the shift, the journey is 45 VR, and they like want to know is this in today's teenager, and the shifting represents the 99 billion views of TikTok. So use the TikTok people how to the teenager want to imagination, yeah. And this 4 VR new project we are showing in the Kaohsiung Film Festival. This year we cooperate with our friends and Taika. We have 4 writing in Taipei and 1 prototype in France. And then we give the French-based SR creator and 50,000 Taiwan dollars. And they make a prototype, cooperate with the Taiwan SR creator. And they can combine together to shooting in Taiwan. And the next year, we will show the new project. And in our VR free member theater, we have 1 VR cinema. You can watch the VR 30 people together. And we from 2018, Now it's 5 years because many people want to watch VR only one, but we want to try like a cinema. We can watch the VR together. So we have a foundation is VR together, and the other we have two interactive zone. You can watch the VR interactive. And we also attending workshop in every year in Kaohsiung Film Festival. We inviting many international VR filmmakers to our stage. And the next page. And we also have many showcase in we cooperate with Tribeca or NewImages and Geneva SR. Yeah. And the Kaohsiung Film Festival now this year we maybe have a 30 VR SR project in Kaohsiung, and then now we will become many SR, and we have a Dream Moon MR theater, can showing as a ghost movie together. And the next page, and in our VR cinema we are 36 VR competition we are showing in here. And next page. And this in our part 2. But this year we are changed to the Kaohsiung Music Center. We are combined with Taiwan Takao Rock Music Festival. We want to combine the VR and the music festival together, like South by Southwest. Yeah. And next page. Yeah, it's the Nodi and the Retail. Yeah. Next page. And then in our SR Dreamland, we have 10 SR Panorama we're showing in our Kaohsiung Film Festival. And we give the VR prize, the big prize is the VR Golden Fireball Award, and the VR Immersive Award, and VR 3060 Award. The 3 prizes we give the many people, like the last year, Gumbo Dream. Here. we try to translate from Chinese actor can really prepare to you in the, because last year we used the English language. Now we want to try to Chinese language. And thanks Cambodia director help me. Yeah, well, maybe you can watch in the Kaohsiung Festival. Okay, next page. And we also have international SR forum. Yeah, because in Taiwan we have many industry, technological industry. We help as like a HTC, and they can help as how to make the SR Dreamland to happen. And thank you the whole time, because my English is very poor. If you have any question, can text me. Thank you.
제가 부탁드린 것보다 좀 길게 하시긴 하셨는데요. 그 영화제가 정말 많은 프로그램들을 하고 있기도 하고 또 되게 좋은 작품들을 많이 만들어내기도 했기 때문인 것 같습니다. 매년 한 3작품 정도씩은 제가 대만 작품들 소개하는 것 같은데요. 뭐 아까 포스터 나온 것 중에서 한 8작품은 이미 부천영화에서 소개된 작품들이기도 하고, 그래서 여러 가지 좋은 이제 활동들을 많이 하고 있기 때문에 한국과 되게 여러 가지 좋은 프로그램들 같이 만들어갈 수 있을 거라고 생각이 들고, 또 이제 저 마지막에 또 앨런 코어께서 이제 얘기를 해주시겠지만 뉴이미지랑도 여러 가지 협력 프로젝트를 많이 하고 있습니다. 하여튼 이제 긴 시간 동안 또 여러 가지 이야기를 해주셔서 감사드리고요. 또 일본의 저희 섹션은 거의 이미지가 좀 비슷한 것 같기도 한데요. 네, 비욘드 프레임이라고 하는 그 이머시브 페스티벌을 맡아서 해주시고 계신 이제 마치바상의 이야기를 또 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Hello. So I'm Katsutoshi Machiba, and I'm a festival director of Japan's first XR film festival, Beyond the Frame Festival. So I want to introduce the Beyond the Frame Festival. The reason why I started the XR film festival in Japan was that when I visit various XR film festivals around the world with my own films, so I felt a gap between Japan and the rest of the world. While Japan has a unique and interesting culture, but as resented by manga and video games, I felt isolated from the rest of the world in terms of XR. So I decided to organize Beyond the Frame Festival with the aim of connecting the global XR community with the Japanese community to address issues in Japan. The first Beyond the Frame Festival was a small festival held solely by CinemaLab with support from the Japan's Agency for Cultural Affairs. Since the second festival, Odakyu Electric Railway has joined the festival, and the scale of the festival has grown each year. And last year, the third edition of the festival was held as a hybrid of real and online events. Festival became a big leap forward as an XR film festival by exhibiting not only VR, but also AR and MR films, totaling 25 films. And the Beyond the Frame Festival was held in Shinjuku in the middle of Tokyo. The first day of the middle of Tokyo, Shinjuku. And we have 3 panel discussions were held. One was held in collaboration with Mutech, and another with Institut Français, and the third feature is people who are trying to live a new life in the metaverse space. So all events were interesting and well attended by a large number of people. So this is first edition of the festival for the trailer, teaser.
소리를 조금 더 올려주시면 좋겠습니다.
So in that time, there were maybe 20 contents showing. Maybe many Japanese people are first time to watch to do experience the such a kind of the VR. In this time, Grand Prix is home from the Taiwan. Oh, not good. Okay, enough. Okay, thank you very much. So actually, we have the also community Beyond the Frame studio. So in order to accelerate XR contents creation in Japan, Odakyu Electric Railway and CinemaLab started the XR creators community named the Beyond the Frame Studio. And we manage online community and hold talk events and workshop by inviting various guests every month. We try to provide useful information not only to those who are already working on content creation with XR, but also those who want to challenge in the future. Yep, thank you very much. Oh, I forgot something important. Beyond the Frame Festival will be for first time in end of October. So we have also begun accepting the submission by August 15. Please take this opportunity to submit your work. Thank you very much.
감사합니다. 네, 여러 가지 기술적인 문제에도 불구하고 잘 설명해 주셔서 감사드립니다. 그 눈치채셨겠지만 에디루 집행위원장님께서 하시는 샌드박스 이머시브 페스티벌이랑 부천영화제 되게 붙어 있고요. 그 다음에 가오슝 영화제랑 비욘드 프레임 영화제가 붙어 있습니다. 그것은 이제 서로 좀 이제 원활한 협력을 하기 위해서 이제 저희가 일정 조율을 좀 하고 있는 건데요. 그래서 여러 가지로 이제 그 다양한 것들을 같이 이제 시도해 보려고 하는 노력들을 하고 있습니다. 아까 이제 가오슝 영화제 때도 언급되기도 했는데 올해 2월달에 프랑스에서 ICC 이머전 행사를 통해서도 아마 정보를 받으신 분들도 많겠지만 프랑스랑 또 대한민국도 여러 가지 협력 프로젝트를 많이 하고 있고요. 그 창구가 되는 영화제가 또 뉴이미지 페스티벌 파리에서 열리는 영화제가 있습니다. 이 영화제에 대한 소개를 알렌 코어님께 부탁을 드리도록 하겠습니다.
Thank you, Jay, and thank you everyone to be here this afternoon. I'm very happy to be here on behalf of NewImages Festival. I run the XR market of the festival. Just to give you a brief idea about what NewImages is about, it's actually supported by des Images, which is a public entity of the Paris City Council. So it used to be a public audiovisual library, and it's in the center of Paris, so like Les Halles. So it's like centrally located, very well located, just like beyond the frame. So we are a public service entity, and we support the content creators and beyond the traditional cinema and comics and gaming. Now it's developing into new images, as the name says it. So all types of immersive content. Next, please. So just to give you an overall what des Images does, so it has film showcasing on the weekdays or the weekend, so the gaming content, so it has all the rooms to support and the facilities. And it's also where the TUMO is a STEM program for young adults between 12 and 18 years old. So young adults, they go to TUMO. It's a self-taught program by workshops as well. It's an international program, and it's the headquarters of France is in Paris for des Images. So besides NewImages Festival, des Images also runs other festivals and events all year round. So what do? We launched. So there was a new generation of management came in since after summer 2022. So I joined in 2022 in October. I took over as head of XR market. And before that, I've been working in the XR ecosystem since late 2016. So I'm also here at BIFAN with my team, All That Remains. I support them in their international film festival distribution strategy. So that's why I have two hats here today. But just to give you more information on this panel, the launch of NewImages Hub is to connecting the dots. We realize that the festival is only there for, our festival is only 3-4 days. Regular festival, film festival is 10 days. And what do you do in the rest of the year? You know, the branding and all the support to creators is very important. That's why we have the NewImages Hub. And this is, as we have des Images as our base, so the space is ours. So my director, she created a series of events and supporting creators. And most of all is that we are collecting, or we're gathering many international residencies. So see, we do a lot of things, also focusing on workshops, coaching, production. So there will be more and more coming throughout the year at des Images and NewImages Hub. Next, please. So just to give you the size of our organization, we're running now 5 international residencies, especially the one with Kaohsiung, to send over a French XR creator doing his or her prototyping residency in Kaohsiung. It has been going on since 2018, if I'm not mistaken. So we do promoting, we do how to help creators to work on their dossier, and we're especially focusing on XR gaming content creation. And next, please. So we also do different types of all the questions and topics you might encounter in your XR creation. So voila, this is the map of what residencies we have now today. I personally go to Tel Aviv and of course in Taiwan, and as Director Huang mentioned, we have a lot of going with Taiwan. It's maybe why my boss hired me. Next, please. So we have different themes on the residencies on AI. I think AI is ongoing with Tel Aviv, Metaverse, and writing residencies that's launched this year with Taika in Kaohsiung and in Taipei. And we are focusing on Dome, 360 Dome content creation and competition next year. So we also want to go beyond the frame, go beyond the headsets, because XR with the headsets, MR, VR, AR are all only part of the immersive content. So just to give you an example what residencies we have a prototyping with Kaohsiung Film Festival for a long time. And we launched the writing residency that will be going to Taiwan during Kaohsiung Film Festival and the TCCF, Taiwan Creative Content Fest, that's in Taipei in early November. So they will be going to Taiwan for 5 weeks. And between the two festivals, there will be a lot of workshops with local creators and mentors. And one in Quito and one in Rome. And I think next year we'll launch the one in Tel Aviv on creating with artificial intelligence. Voila, we are a French-supported public entity. That's why we encourage French creators and international creators interactions. So maybe, hopefully, we can set up one in Korea with you guys and for you guys too. So this is the size of our festival. We have a competition, industry days, and I run the XR market and art fair. You might be wondering what is art fair. Art fair is a new program we launched within the capacity of the market because we see distribution as necessary evil we have to tackle in the ecosystem. Without proper distribution, without tackling that issue or question, all our contents will be running from festival to festival, and then what's next? And as a member of the ecosystem, we do think that distribution is something we all have to address that. So this is about how we run our festival. So you see this is the dates for next year, 24, 25, 26 April 2024. And every day in the morning you have some industry days, some workshops, and the market will be running during the morning and lunch break, and then in the afternoon are the big conferences and opening. So I just want to stress that in my market, during lunchtime, you will be very busy because I give you a set of boot camps. My boot camps will give you addressing on the 3 topics that we think content creators need to know: how to pitch, how to do co-production. That's why international creators, they come to Paris, because France, as one of the biggest countries supporting immersive and XR creation, France and Paris is the entry door for many international colleagues to come to Europe to find a local co-producer to look for resources together. And then in the end, distribution. So in the spring this year, I have Jimmy Chen, Jimmy's not here, talk about distribution strategy in China, and we had Rennie to talk about Korean distribution. And I want to focus on my content creators for them because we're at the service of you. And if you're doing good, then we're doing good because content creators are in the core of our festival. Voila, our market is very pragmatic. We don't do on-stage pitching. We do one-on-one. You meet your decision makers. You talk about what your needs, what they want to know, only for you. I'm not a big fan personally of on-stage pitching because how to pitch a 3D project on a 2D format. So it's always my thing to support one-to-one meetings. And we have 45 projects, and that's the size of our market. And just to give you an example, this year we have the average size budget is about 250,000 euros, and the overall market value was 8.7 million euros. Well, just to give you an example. So that the XR market is growing and growing. So again, our fair is more promotional. We try to bring in decision makers from arts institutions, museums, and galleries, and distribution companies, so that they can come and handpick the content they want for future distribution opportunity. So voila, thank you. From Paris with love. Thank you.
부천 영화제에서 앞으로 이제 여러 영화제들에 대한 정보를 잘 정리해서 웹사이트로 조금 더 안내를 더 드릴 예정이고요. 저희한테 이제 주어진 시간이 다 이미 지나버려서 생각보다 더 이야기를 나누기가 어려운데요. 제가 질문 하나 드리고 그다음에 관객석에서 혹시 질문 있으시면 딱 한 분만 질문을 받도록 하겠습니다. 저까지 포함해서 여기 6개 영화제가 무대 위에 있고요. 그 중에 셋은 전통적인 영화제에 XR 파트가 있는 형태고요. 나머지 또 세 영화제는 이머시브 프로젝트에 이제 포커스를 맞춘 영화제입니다. 그래서 저는 제 옆에 계신 아나이스님께 질문드리고 싶은데요. 기존 영화제에서 XR 파트를 운영하는 게 쉽지는 않습니다. 버젯도 많이 들고 어떤 밸런스를 맞추기가 쉽지는 않은데 그럼에도 불구하고 이런 섹션을 유지하고 있는 목적은 무엇인지 혹은 비전은 무엇인지 한번 여쭤보고 싶네요.
Thank you. Yes, it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that we take with a great serious and also a lot of enthusiasm. For us at the GIFF to have synergies between our market and the festival is really our foremost goal. It's the reason why we put so many efforts in getting all the barriers down between the different sectors of the audiovisual. I want to stress that I do that work with our new head of industry, Mathieu Gaillet, which is also in the room. Say hi, welcome in the family. And why we do that? In Switzerland, the XR industry is not really well structured, and it's important to create concrete opportunities. And we have the feeling that more relationship, more business relationship between those different industries will really help the sustainability of the whole industry. This is first, and also at the artistical level, some of the most incredible projects also come from the mix of different origin, and this is why we do that. In terms of the concrete challenges, these are the space, obviously, and the old habits that people have, because it's quite difficult to make all those communities being careful and to give attention one to each other. So it's an everyday, we have to pay attention to every detail, and well, it is some challenge. We, as I mentioned, we collaborate with a lot of traditional film festivals that ask us for the curation, and we notice that if you are in the traditional film festival and you want to have an XR section, you have to be a true believer. Because very often some people show or perform 1 or 2 pieces a year, and then they realize how much resources you have to give for that. And it must be a long vision, a long view. And this is the case in us. I think in the next years, the immersive will grow. It will grow compared to the other format.
지금 말씀 주신 것처럼 장기적인 비전으로 나아가야 하는 좀 이유가 있을 것 같고요. 저희도 이제 아마 영화제 여러 부분에서 영화 플러스라는 이제 슬로건도 보시고 하셨을 텐데 거의 30년이 돼가는 저희 영화제도 앞으로 어느 길로 나가야 되는지 고민을 많이 하고 있고 그런 부분에서 어떤 전통적인 미디어와 여러 아티스트들과의 어떤 협력 관계들 그리고 서로 이제 영향을 주고받는 것에 대한 고민들을 많이 하게 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 그런 면에서도 이제 영화제 사이들에서의 대한 협력도 되게 중요할 것 같고요. 혹시 관객분들 중에서 질문 있으실까요?
혹시 한국에는 서울에는 네, K-웨이브가 글로벌리 한데 왜 레지던시를 혹시 하나 더 설치하실 생각은 없으신지? 네, 계획 듣고 싶어요.
Yeah, of course. I think the residencies is very. This is one of the key elements to see how many new projects can be incubated. Let's put it this way, because through proper training and exchange of resources and information from mentors from different sides, I think the best example today would be the residencies between Taiwan and France that we have been running since 2018-19. Many projects have come out of this structure, and I do believe our colleagues from France, when they go to Taiwan, because of the very vibrant, creative, and technical and technology environment of Taiwan. I think French colleagues have learned and benefit a lot, and I think similar situation, and we can definitely, and this is one of the ideas. I'm very happy to see that there's a art and tech hub is being opening up in Korea in October. So that will be one of the topics when I meet with my director very soon, and we do want to open up that. And I think we will contact the French representative, the French Institute here, for instance, to open up discussion. And as we are based in Paris, we would have all the necessary resources to welcome Korean immersive artists to come to Paris as well. So I think there's a lot we can do, definitely. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 이 이후에도 이제 그 영화제에 관한 여러 가지 궁금증이 있으시면, 궁금한 점이 있으시면 저희 영화제 쪽으로 연락을 주셔도 좋고요. 그리고 저도 부천 영화제에 대해 소개를 많이 하고 싶지만 여기가 또 그 공간이니까 작품을 보시고 또 여러 가지를 직접 느껴보시면 좋을 것 같고요. 또 이제 여기 이제 페스티벌 디렉터님들이 여기 계시는 동안 궁금한 게 있으면 또 직접 문의해 보셔도 좋을 것 같습니다. 오랜 시간 동안 성심성의껏 이제 또 여러 가지 설명을 해주신 스피커 여러분들께 마지막으로 박수 이제 주시면서 이제 오늘 토크를 마치도록 하겠습니다. 관객 여러분들께도 감사드립니다.